Is this Kiana.Loves You 44?
How do you always find my number?
That's not important.
No, it's actually pretty concerning.
It's really not. I'm a big fan.
And a stalker.
I also love Virtual Families 3.
Okay.
But making money is so hard.
I can actually agree with that.
If only there was a way to...
What?
You know...
Cheat?
Get unlimited money without actually working for it?
So, cheating.
Well, if you put it that way...
I am putting it that way.
Then yes, cheating.
Okay, what about it?
How must I master the art of cheating in Virtual Families 3?
Well, I guess I can give you a tutorial.
Yes! Thank you, Queen Kiana Hates You 44.
What did you just say?
What?
Hello, Snazzy peeps, and welcome back to my channel. If you are new to my channel, hello, my name is Kiana, and I've been making Virtual Families videos for like way too long now. It's been years. Literally years. Now, if you're watching this video right now, I'm just going to assume that you play Virtual Families 3, and you know that it takes too long to make money. It really does. Now, I do actually have a tutorial on my channel, which seems to be pretty popular. I mean, a lot of you guys who have seen it really like it and you appreciate it, so thanks for that. But I have a tutorial on how to cheat on Virtual Families 2 using Cheat Engine, so if you're interested in that, definitely check that out if you'd like. This video is going to be showing you how to use Cheat Engine to cheat for Virtual Families 3. Now, I'm going to add a couple of disclaimers here. One, I learned this myself. This is something that I've been tinkering with recently, and I finally figured out how to actually do it. My second disclaimer is that since this is cheating, technically, do use this with your own discretion, because I don't want anyone complaining to me like, you know, last day at work got mad at me because I was cheating in the game. Okay, I don't know. Maybe they won't be happy with this. And lastly, I do want to just remind you that this is only for PC, so if you're playing the game on a mobile device, this is not going to work for that. So to use this cheat, you're going to need two different things. The first thing that you're going to need is, of course, Cheat Engine, which I'm not going to take the time to explain how to install Cheat Engine because this video would just be 10 years long, but it's not hard to install or anything. I will link it down below, and if you need help installing it, you can just look it up. And of course, you're also going to need a PC version of Virtual Families 3. Now, there's a few different ways that you can actually get the game on PC, and it's pretty simple and straightforward. So the first place that you can get the game for PC is on Steam, and it's actually free. And this is actually the version that I'm showing you in this tutorial. It's just very easy to use and download, and since it's free, like, no harm, no foul. The game also recently came out on Xbox, and with that, there's also a Windows version that you can download from the Windows Store, which I haven't played with that version, but this one does cost money. It's $10. So again, I would just recommend the Steam version. And lastly, you can choose to play the game using an emulator, which is actually what I do for my Virtual Families 3 series on my channel. I wouldn't really recommend this version for, like, you know, computer beginners, I guess, because there is a bit more work involved depending on which emulator you use. So once you have both the game installed and everything, and you have Cheat Engine installed, that's pretty much all you need to do this cheat. So let's go ahead and get into it. Alright, y'all, so the very first thing that you're going to need to do is, of course, open up your game and Cheat Engine, which is what I did here. And I'm just using this household that I don't normally play with. This is just my non-LP household, so that's why the house is ugly. But anyways, I have them both open here. Now, the very first thing I'm going to need you to do, if you haven't done this before in Cheat Engine, is go up into the Edit menu and then click Settings. And then on the left-hand side, you'll see where it says Scan Settings, and then in this box here that says the All Type, go ahead and select all 6 of these boxes. Now, you will not need to do this every single time you need to use this cheat, but this is just like the first time you use Cheat Engine. In case you haven't used it before, just go ahead and get all those selected. And then click OK. Alright, so to do the actual cheat, here is what you do. So first you go up here to this little computer icon with the magnifying glass, and you're going to click that. And then under Applications, you're going to need to select your Virtual Families 3 game, and it's pretty easy to find because it just says Virtual Families 3. So go ahead and click your game and then click Open. And now it should say Virtual Families 3 at the top. All right, the next thing that you're going to do is where it says value type, go ahead and select that and bring it down to where it says all, and then click that. Okay, so now this is where we start to enter in some numbers here. Okay, Ghost Girl, like I'm trying to do a cheat tutorial, so if you could not like come in the house, like that would be really great. Anyways, like I was saying, this is where we're going to start to enter in some numbers, and I want to emphasize here that you're going to be entering in your own numbers, so do not enter in the same numbers that I have. So the first thing that we're going to do is you need to look at where it says bank down in your game, just at the bottom right corner, and you're going to need to enter in however much money your family currently has. Now in my game, they have 80, so I will be entering in 80 in the value box. If your family has 50 bucks, you'll enter in 50, so on and so forth. So just enter in whatever your family has. Next, you're going to click first scan. So you're going to get a bunch of numbers here, but don't worry, it will get easier than this. All right, so what you're going to do is you're going to go back into your game here and just buy something. It doesn't need to be expensive at all. I just like to buy like a bag of groceries or something, that way I can still use it, but it can be just anything. And then after you do that, you'll notice that your money is going to go down, of course. So now what you need to do is go back into Cheat Engine, and in that same value box, go ahead and enter however much money your family now has. So for me, it's 60. Then you're going to click Next Scan. Now, as you can see, your values in this left-hand box will go down, but it's still kind of a lot. So we're going to go ahead and narrow this down one more time by doing what we just did, by buying something cheap. So I'm just going to buy another bag of groceries. And then our money went down. So now, just like before, I'm going to go back into the value box and enter in however much money the family now has, which in my case is 40. And I promise this is the last time you want to do that. Then click Next Scan. All right, so as you can see, we now have a lot less values, which is good, and this is what we were wanting. So now you're going to go ahead and highlight all of these values that you have in this box on the left, and then click this little red arrow. Now, this is where, to some people, it might sound complicated, but I promise you it is not as hard as it looks. So what we're going to need to do is figure out exactly which one of these entries you're going to need to change in order to give your family however much money you want them to have. But don't worry, I actually figured out exactly which value you're going to need to change. So to do that, you're going to need to click this box up here that says Type. And this is just going to organize everything and make it look a lot more neat. I'm going to do it like this. All right, so the box that you're going to need, or the entry that you're going to need to change, is going to be a 4 type, and it's going to end in a C for the address. So if you look in my example, I only have 3 entries here under 4 type. I only need to focus on the values that have 4 bytes as the type, which for me is only these 3. And now I just need to look at the address box, which is over here, and I'm going to look at which one ends in C, which for me is this one. Now, I'm going to emphasize here that your numbers may be different, so don't worry if like yours doesn't start with a 31. All that matters is that it ends in C and is a 4 byte. Once you found that value, you're just going to right-click it, and then go up here to where it says Browse this memory region. Now, I know you're going to be looking at your screen thinking, whoa, what is going on? I don't want to do this anymore. But trust me, it's not hard. So what you're going to do is just click anywhere down in this bottom box here, and then where it says Display Type, you're going to go into the drop-down menu and then just select where it says 4-byte decimal. And when you click that, it's going to clean it up and make it at least a little bit somewhat easier to look at. Did that even make any sense? A little bit somewhat? So in the very first box that you're going to see up here, all you need to do is just click it. As you can see, this is just the first column. First column right next to the address. Double click that and then just enter in however much money you want the family to have. In this example, I'll give the family $5,000. So 5, 1, 2, 3. And then click OK. So then, if we go into the game here, and close out of this, and just wait a moment for it to refresh, we have 5,000 coins. And so then, if you go back into Cheat Engine here, and you just, again, do what we did before, and double-click this, and you can just continue to enter in however much money you want them to have. So if I wanted them to have 500,000, let's see, 500, 1, 2, 3, okay. Go back in the game, give it a moment to refresh. Hi, sir. How you doing? Are you good? You're sick? That's unfortunate. and just give it a moment. Sometimes it takes a moment, but there you go. And that's pretty much all you do every time that you want to cheat. And again, I can do $600 if I wanted them to be kind of broke, and there we go. And that's all that you have to do. And when you're done with this, all you have to do is just close out of it. That's it. You just click now, and then there. So that's all you have to do for the cheat, guys. So yes, guys, that is pretty much how you do this cheat. Now, let me tell you guys, I spent quite a while trying to figure this out because I did initially attempt to do this using the same steps that you would with Virtual Families 2, but it is not really exactly the same. I mean, if you watch my Virtual Families 2 cheat tutorial, the only thing that is really the same is that you do have to like buy something in the game and then like change the values in the text box, you know, which is what we did here. But it's just a lot more steps than there is from the F2, but I'm glad that I was eventually able to figure out something. That being said, if any of you guys try this cheat and figure out some ways that work better, like any sort of adjustments, like, hey, I actually figured out you can do this, buy this, blah, 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 please leave them down below so we can all help each other, because any tips and stuff would be much appreciated, not only by me, but your fellow players as well. Anyways, I hope that you guys enjoyed this tutorial. Of course, if you have any questions, just leave them down below. I also encourage any of you guys, if you do try this cheat and you figure it out, and it works for you, not only to leave a comment letting me and other people know that it is working, as well as any tips, but also if you are able to help anyone else who has a question in the comments, like that would be awesome too. You're welcome. Okay, because this was a lot of work. But yeah, bye guys.